Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel, and in our top stories today from the Daily Caller, look at that. CNN reporter amazed food, gas prices, Tame under Trump. Well, it shouldn't come too much as a surprise to many of us. CNN business reporter Vanessa Yurkevich seemed to express amazement on Tuesday about Tame energy and food prices in July under President Donald Trump's administration. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, a broad measure of the prices of everyday goods, increased a seasonally adjusted 0.2% in July. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics reported on Tuesday. On CNN's News Central, Yurkevich appeared impressed that energy prices decreased while the food index did not increase and the food at home index slightly decreased. So we'll take a listen to her over here on X. And if you guys haven't already, you can follow me on X with the links down below just below the description. So let's take a listen.
Look at the key categories that we always look at: energy, food, and shelter. Energy fell by 1.1%. That was largely driven because of gas prices falling in the month of July by 2.2%. Look at that food. I mean, this is where people spend their money, right? Food every single day. Food flat, 0%, and actually down at the grocery store by 0.1%. And then shelter, we always usually see an increase because that is what people are paying on rent, and we know that rents are rising.
That's right. Rent's going up. A lot of things are going up still, but nonetheless, most consumer goods seem to be balancing out. And, of course, we saw a lot of that here. Here, if we go to Trueflation, you can see that the media didn't say very much back when it was the Biden administration when we were up at 3.11%. Quite extraordinary. And now we have it at, as of this recording, which is August the 12th on Tuesday, it is at 1.83. So well below where we were under the Biden administration. And it was as low as, let's see, in April, it was down to 1.22%. And, of course, this is when all the tariffs and everything were about to be announced and were kicking in and things were going on. And so consumer confidence and those sorts of things are impacted by that. And then, of course, but it is still relatively low in comparison to Joe Biden when the media didn't go quite nuts on that. But speaking of which, Trump says he's nominated E.J. Antoni as Bureau of Labor and Statistics consumer. And, of course, the left is losing its mind, because it's not one of them now that's going to be there any longer. So as you can see here, the bias distribution, and there's a lot of coverage here from the various media outlets and, of course, their bias across the board here. So we're going to start on the left with the Huffington and Puffington Post, who says, Trump taps BLS skeptic to replace leader he fired over grim jobs report. They don't seem very bitter at all, do they? So President Donald Trump announced on social media Monday he's nominating E.J. Antoni, a right-wing economist who criticized the Bureau of Labor and Statistics data collected, to head that very department. And of course, says here, our economy is booming and EJ will ensure that the numbers released are honest and accurate, said Trump. When Trump fired McEntarfer, he claimed without evidence, of course, here's the common phrase they like to use in their framing, without evidence, that she had manipulated the jobs data to make him look bad. And that's a common practice among those within the certain party, because we're already seeing how the Democrats react and behave. And, of course, here from the AP, Trump nominates conservative economist to head agency that compiles jobs. I can't want to say comply, inflation data. And, of course, it reads very similar. But, of course, Trump accused McEntarfer without evidence of rigging the job. See, they always use this language, and they use it all across the board, without evidence. This is their common phrase when it comes to Donald Trump or Republicans. You never, ever see this with Joe Biden or the Democrats. They will never say without evidence, ever. I have never seen them say that. And then, of course, here, now we go all the way, what would be considered the right from the Daily Wire. Trump names his pick to take charge of jobs data, honest and accurate. So E.J. Antoni, as we know, will be the chief economist, is the chief economist at the Heritage Foundation, and received President Donald Trump's nod to take over the role former Bureau of Labor and Statistics head Erika McEntarfer on Monday. President Donald Trump named his pick to take over for McEntarfer in a Truth Social post. Antoni, who must be confirmed by the Senate, was nominated to replace McEntarfer after she was fired earlier this month following significant revisions made to jobs data. And, of course, As I've said here, the left always thinks that if it isn't their person, then the information can't be accurate or correct because, you know, they have trust issues. But here is EJ right here. I'll go over here to his X. As you can see here, there's a better way to collect, process, and disseminate data, and I agree with him. So it's interesting because this is the same problem we're having with Jerome Powell, right at the Federal Reserve, and this has been a constant battle back and forth because Trump makes the argument that Jerome was adjusting these numbers just prior to the election to perhaps make Joe Biden and or Kamala Harris look better. And so this constant battle is going on. But see, Trump learned from his very first term, as you can't always trust individuals that you are surrounded by who are supposed to do what they're supposed to do. And so he learned that lesson the hard way. And so we're seeing these changes, but it isn't surprising to us that we would think that CNN would be surprised about how these things are working out because, of course, they try to create a lot of chaos and disorder because that's what the Democrats are trying to do, and they are failing miserably. Their approval rating is still way in the tank, and they're still trying to deal with all the problems they have internally. But nonetheless, guys, I welcome your thoughts and opinions down in the publish section, comment section. Have you noticed changes in your bills and or in your food prices? I know bills are about the same because they normally switch back and forth, but my cable did go down $59. How about that? I'll take that. So it's been amazing to see some of the price changes and differences. You guys will let me know down in the comment if you are seeing these changes too, especially like when it comes to your gas at the pump prices changing as well. So guys, let me know down in the comment section. But I want to thank all you guys across New Tech, BitChute, and Rumble for your guys' continued support, and of course everyone here on YouTube. Here in 2025, I'm losing my voice. Something's going on. Something's going on today. Thank you so much, guys, for your continued support. Appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.